Have you ever found yourself saying, I don't know what is wrong with me? Why can I not move on? Why do I feel so exhausted all the time? If you ever ask yourself any of those questions, I want you to hear me before I even go further. There is nothing wrong with you. Your mind and body is simply doing what it was designed to do, and it was designed to protect you. Today, we're going to be talking about survival mode, what it is, why so many single parents experience it after domestic abuse or after a relationship breakdown. And how can you begin moving from that survival mode to a truly thriving mode or truly living again?
Arise and thrive.
Hello and welcome to the Empower Single Parent Podcast. I am your host, Peggy Bareh, a domestic abuse support worker, a parenting coach, an entrepreneur, and I am passionate about helping single parents to rebuild their life with confidence, resilience, and purpose. This episode exists to remind you that while your past may have shaped your story, it does not define your future. And today's episode is especially close to my heart because I have met so many parents, and even speaking from my own experience, people have told me that, Peggy, I know I am safe now, but I still don't feel safe. Does that resonate? I've been there before where you feel like, you know what, you've left that abusive environment and you feel like, you know what, where I am now, I'm safe. Yes, you know you're safe, but yet you still don't feel safe. And if that's you, I hope this conversation helps you to understand why. Now, by the end of this episode, you understand what survival mode really is, why you may feel stuck even after leaving an unhealthy relationship, and three practical steps to begin moving forward with compassion and confidence. Let me start with something important. Many people agree that healing begins the day they actually leave an abusive relationship. Because you know what, for months or even years, your body may have been living in constant state of alert. You know those moments where you feel like you are watching every word that everyone is saying. You're trying to avoid conflict. You're predicting people's mood. You're walking on eggshell. You're making yourself smaller just to keep the peace. That is not weakness. That is survivor. Because even after leaving that relationship or when that relationship ends, your nervous system does not automatically receive the message that, hey, we are safe. No. Instead, it continues to do what it has learned to do over the years. And for some people, we're talking about decades of being in that constant state of alert. Your nervous system has been trained for so many years to stay alert, to stay conscious, to stay prepared. And now that you are out of that abusive environment, it is still playing in your body and is playing in a different way. That is why sometimes you feel like, you know what, I'm feeling so tired even after sleeping. I feel I'm finding it difficult to concentrate. This one used to be my big one. I used to find it so difficult to concentrate. You are thinking, overthinking every decision. And guess what? When you move out of that environment, especially when you're with children, decision making now is in your hands, especially if the other partner was the main decision maker. Now you are left with the children. Little things, everyday life, every decision, you need to make it. And sometimes you just spend hours and hours overthinking it. And all of this starts to make you become so overwhelmed. And this may lead to us getting even unnecessarily angry. That's why it's common. Sometimes you see not snapping at your children and then feeling guilty afterward. And sometimes you feel disconnected from your own self. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know how you feel. You don't even know what is happening within you. You're just feeling that you're just numb. If any of this sounds familiar, please know that you are not failing. Okay. You are healing. Healing will let you go through this difficult bit. You'll feel the pain, but the good thing is that you are moving towards the right step, and that step is towards healing. Okay. Our brain are incredibly protective. When we experience prolonged fear, for example, like uncertainty or maybe emotional harm, our nervous system adapt to help us survive, right? And that is an amazing response. The way our body was designed to do this thing is so amazing. The strategies that kept us safe during difficult times can sometimes stop us from fully living once those circumstances change. For example, if you have spent so many years believing that you had to stay hyper vigilant to protect yourself, your body does not instantly switch off once you come out of that environment. Even though you've moved out of that environment, it continues to stay hyper vigilant. It's not just about telling yourself that, hey, I've moved on. Nah. Healing is gently teaching your mind and body and reminding your mind and body and telling your mind and body that, hey, we are safe enough to begin again. And that is why healing takes patience. I see many people say, you know what, Peggy, how did you do it? It's a journey. And like I always say, even right now, I am still a work in progress. I am still learning. I am still healing every day. And when we are feeling this way, if we're feeling like, you know what, maybe we're not making progress, maybe my emotion is this and that, that is not because you're weak. Your nervous system has been working over time for a long time. And here is the hopeful part. Our brain and bodies are capable of adapting in a very positive way too. If we get the constant support, and if we're building healthy relationship, and if we are taking intentional practice, intentional healthy habits, and telling yourself the things that your mind need to hear, I mean the positive things, and even challenging all the negative voices, slowly, you will start regaining your sense of safety and confidence and even your hope. And guess what? Healing is not linear. Some days you feel strong, other days you feel like you've taken a step backward, but that is normal. So, hey, progress is not measured by perfection, like I always say. It is measured by persistence. So long as you continue to work on yourself, it's okay. Gradually, you're going to move from that mode of being to start moving. So I would like to share three gentle practices that can move us from that survival mode to the mode that we actually want to be in. Step number one is you need to slow down before you push forward. Very important. I remember the time that I came out of my own abusive environment and I was trying to heal. I thought, you know what, I had to do everything at once. But no, it took me time to understand that I needed to slow down before I push. Because many parents would tell themselves, like, I should be over this by now. Instead of ask yourself, what do I need today? What is that one thing that I need today? And sometimes the most important, productive thing that you can do is just rest. Just rest. Yes, I know I used to feel so guilty when I catch myself resting. But it taught me all this while I've learned that it's okay to rest, right? Because guess what? Healing grows in safe spaces, not in self criticism. Step number two, we need to create a small daily moment of safety. Your nervous system learns through repeated experience. And that might look like sitting with a cup of tea without rushing. It took me so many years to actually inculcate that habit that I can make a cup of tea, just sit and drink it without feeling guilty. It may also mean you taking a short walk, listening to calming music, praying or meditation, reading with your child before bedtime. These moments may seem small, but they will tell your body that, hey, right now, I'm safe, right? And Gradually, when you do that, you start rebuilding your confidence, you start rebuilding self-esteem, you start feeling that real safety, like this is me. This is me, and this is the environment that I want to live in. But before that happens, you need to start taking those little tiny steps every day. And step number 3, you need to celebrate progress, not perfection. I've said this so many times, especially as someone who is a perfectionist. I have always, in fact, I've learned over the years to say, you know what, instead of asking, am I healed yet? Always ask, what do I need to do today that I couldn't do 6 months ago? Maybe you smiled, maybe you laugh, maybe you ask for help, maybe you just set some healthy boundaries. Remember that every moment of this step that you take, or every moment of whatever thing that you do that will lead towards that positive journey or that positive direction, all good. Because guess what? Healing happens through hundreds of small victories. It's not just a one big, massive bang victory, taking one small step at a time. That is important. So, if you're listening today and you feel like, you know what, you've been surviving for a very long time, I want you to hear this. You are not behind. You are actually doing great, right? And you are not broken. You are not too late. Because I hear so many parents say, you know, Peggy, am I too late to start this? Peggy, am I too late to do this? No, you are not too late, my darling. Everything you've done to survive has brought you here. And now you have the permission to learn something new. You have the permission to rest. You have the permission to trust again, to dream again, and even to build a peaceful home and to become a parent that is present, right? Not a perfect parent. You just want to be the parent that is present, a parent that is loving, a parent that can learn to control their emotions. Your past may have prepared you to survive, but your future is inviting you to thrive. So, before our next episode, I would like you to spend a few quiet moments just reflecting on these questions. Where in my life do I already have evidence that I am healing? Write them down. You can write 3 examples. They don't have to be big. Perhaps you are sleeping a little bit better. Maybe you are smiling more. Maybe you are asking for help instead of carrying everything alone. Healing is often quieter than we expect. If this episode encouraged you, I would love you to share it with another single parent who might also need a reminder today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to walk that journey together. And let me end with this. Research consistently shows that supportive relationships are among the strongest protective factors for recovery after adversity. So healing doesn't happen because we are expected to be strong or to be on our own. It happens because we are connected to safe, supportive people who help us to rediscover our strength. So if you're rebuilding your life right now, remember that you need to reach out for support. Reaching out for support is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the ways that healing grows. So hey, ask for support. You deserve it. And this week, I would like you to spend just about 10 minutes each day doing one activity that helps you feel calm, safe, and connected. It could be anything. It could be maybe a walk, reading, journaling, or anything that you want to do to keep you connected towards the right direction, that direction of healing. So, hey, thank you so much for joining me today. And remember this, survivor got you here, but healing will take you forward. And every small step that you take today is helping to build a brighter future, not only for you, but for your children. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, and keep believing because your story is not over. I love you. You take care. Bye bye.